Okay, there are some things you're going to need as you're building out your VMM management server. One of those things you're going to need a server that is running Active Directory. So if you have not already done so, one of the first things you're going to have to do is take that Win2016 VM and promote it into an Active Directory domain controller. Now, you can put your VMM in a separate forest if you need to, but it's going to need a two-way trust between those forests. They will not support one-way trusts. In terms of getting your virtual machine manager, there is a 160-day trial version. You're going to need a gig of disk space, an extra gig for the extracted files. What I suggest you do is you put those files on a network drive or removable media so you can move them around. In our particular case, if you have the files on a drive on your host machine, then you can share it into multiple guest systems, effectively creating that network drive. You're also going to need SQL Server 2014. VMM needs it. You cannot use the free Express version. You have to have SQL Server 2014, but there's also a free 180-day trial. It's currently up to Service Pack 3, but follow the instructions in your book and you'll be good. The reason we need this is that the Virtual Machine Manager loads a bunch of its stuff into an MS SQL database. We're also going to need the Windows Assessment and Development Kit for Windows 10. This is also a prerequisite. If you try to install the VMM and you don't have this installed, it will stop. It will make you do this and then install it. One other thing to note, because the deployment model for the Win10 ADK has changed, you're actually going to need to get two files. One is the ADK itself, and the other is the PE. Let me see if I can actually get that for y'all. So let me actually do this. So this is, you can actually go to Microsoft.com and search for it. As it says here, starting with Win10 version 1809, the PE, the pre-install environment, that is what Windows boots into when you boot it off of an ISO or a bootable USB key or whatnot, that's a separate file, a separate, very large file in point of fact. I did a demo video about this. The PE will take up about 5 gigs of space. I think because there's literally a Windows image file, a WIM in there somewhere, which is about as big, which accounts for probably accounts for most of those 5 gigs of space. But grab the ADK for the version you need, whether it's 1903 or 1809. Older versions like 1709, 1703, 1607, etc. You got one for 7, you got one for 8, so now the installer, the System Center VMM installer will reference Windows Server 2016's ADK. There is no such thing that I can find. You search for Windows Server 2016 ADK here on Microsoft.com, and it brings you to this. But this is enough to satisfy those requirements. So the last thing you're going to need to do, actually, that's the end of that. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the VMM service account and installing a VMM. It is a really good idea to watch the video I made because there are some hitches in there and some things where there may be some places where things have changed a little bit. So thanks for watching, and we'll be right back.